It's your man Shane K. Walker here with HollyWeird TV, bringing you guys yet another video. Today, we're going to try not to get blocked by the geniuses at YouTube, as this video is only a mere top 10. With that being said, we here at HollyWeird TV understand that death is an imminent part of life that we all have to experience at some point. No jokes or criticism to be made here, weirdos, as we take a look at some of the most notable members of the infamous 27 Club. In this edition of HollyWeird TV, we're not going to rank these icons based on the merit of their career or accolades. Instead, we're placing these beautiful souls on this list with no order of importance, as they all met their demise at the young age of 27. Like always, we place timestamps in the description so that you may skip ahead as you see fit. Without further ado, let's begin. Number 10, Robert Johnson. Starting off our list with maybe the most iconic backstory of the 27 Club is the late Robert Johnson. A master guitarist and vocalist, it is widely believed that he made a deal with the devil in order to acquire his skills. Legend has it, Johnson was instructed to go to the crossroad near the Dockery Plantation at midnight. The rest, as we at HollyWeird say, is history. Johnson's cause of death to this day remains a mystery, as getting to the bottom of what causes premature demise is a tale of two perspectives. Those who are superstitious do believe that it was only the devil coming to receive his due. Others widely believe that Johnson was poisoned by the husband of a woman that he was having an affair with. Number 9, Richey Edwards. The most interesting case on our list, it is actually unknown if Edwards is dead or not. Throughout his career, he served as the lyricist and rhythm guitarist for the alternative rock band, the Manic Street Preachers. The most intriguing member of the 27 Club, Edwards is a graduate of the University of Wales at Swansea, having graduated from the institution with a 2-in-1 degree in political history. Edwards suffered from severe depression in his adult life. Wanting to help others, he used his life experiences in his music as a way to explain that not even celebrities are immune to sadness. Edwards was last seen alive on February 1st, 1995. However, since his disappearance, there have been numerous sightings of the recording artist, with the latest being in 2004. Despite the rumored sightings, the singer was officially declared dead on November 23, 2008. Number 8, Mia Zapata. During the rise of the grunge era in the 1990s, Seattle made its way to the forefront of the music scene. Among those artists who will go on to change how music is viewed was the band The Gits. Mia Zapata was the band's lead singer, bringing a different style of lyricism to compete with the men of the genre. As a result, Zapata became exalted in the feminist community, as music began to experience a renaissance in the rock genre. Zapata was brutally attacked after a performance on July 7, 1993. The assailant raped, beat, and strangled the rising star. A body would be discovered but not immediately identified, as she didn't have any means of identification. During her autopsy, a fan of hers who was a medical examiner was able to identify her remains. Her murder went unsolved for a decade until a major break came in 2002. Jesus Mesquil was arrested on charges of domestic violence and burglary. His DNA was entered into CODIS, which is a database that contains DNA samples of convicts. As a result, the DNA that was found on Zapata's remains matched his. He was sentenced to 36 years in prison in 2003. Number 7, Freaky Ty. Born Tyleek Raymond Rogers, Freaky Ty, along with his friends Mr. Cheeks, Spig Nice, and Pretty Lou, formed the group The Lost Boys in 1993. The group was an instant success as they fit in with the hardcore rap style that swept hip-hop during the height of the East Coast-West Coast rivalry. Their 1996 debut album, Legal Drug Money, peaked at number 6 on the Billboard 200 and at number 1 on the hip-hop and R&B charts. The success would be short-lived as the 1997 sophomore effort failed to reach the success of their debut album, but still, it reached gold status. 2 years later, while leaving the Sheraton Hotel, Rogers was shot in the head by Kelvin Jones. The getaway driver Raheem Fletcher was sentenced to 7 years in prison for manslaughter. Jones pleaded guilty to the murder just 2 years later in 2001. Number 6, Anton Yelchon. Known primarily for starring as Pavel Chekhov in the reboot of the Star Trek series, Yelchon was also known for being a member of the punk band known as the Hammerheads. Yelchon was born in Russia but moved with his parents to the United States when he was a mere infant. Yelchon was born with cystic fibrosis, but kept this out of the public eye throughout his lifetime, only being revealed a year after his death when the Anton Yelchon Foundation was founded in 2017 in his honor. Yelchon met his demise on June 28, 2016 after not reporting to a rehearsal. His remains were found by his friends between his Jeep Grand Cherokee and his brick-made mailbox outside his home. The official cause of death was ruled as blunt traumatic asphyxia. The Los Angeles County coroner also ruled out foul play and suspicious circumstances. Number 5. Fredo Santana. Santana was born Derek Antonio Coleman in Chicago, Illinois on July 4, 1990. The rapper hit a stride in his career when he began releasing a series of mixtapes throughout 2012 and 2013. His second mixtape, Fredo Kruger, was released on February 28, 2013, and featured guest appearances from the likes of Joel Santana, Soulja Boy, and the Migos. Santana was a known drug user throughout his life, as he had an addiction to lean and Xanax. In the spring of 2017, the rapper was given Keppra as a result of his epilepsy diagnosis. Despite using the medicine, his seizures continued to persist. In the fall of 2017, the rapper was diagnosed with both kidney and liver failure as a result of his drug habit. At around 11:30 p.m. in Los Angeles, Santana was found unresponsive. He suffered a fatal seizure, and an autopsy would later reveal that he also had cardiovascular disease. Number 4. Kurt Cobain. As we mentioned earlier with the murder of Mia Zapata, the 90s grunge scene was a fledgling sound that would transform music as we know it. Leading the charge of the Renaissance were the bands Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, and Nirvana. Nirvana was founded in 1987 in Aberdeen, Washington. The group would officially record their first demo in the beginning of 1988. In the summer of '89, the group released their debut album to great critical response, but to moderate sales. The 1991 sophomore effort Nevermind would be the key to their success. At the height of his success and fame, the Nirvana frontman was diagnosed with bronchitis and laryngitis. Cobain was joined by his wife Courtney Love in his journey to Rome, Italy from Munich, Germany to receive treatment. The next morning, Love found her husband overdosed on both champagne and Rohypnol. A month after his accidental overdose, Cobain was found dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound by electrician Gary Smith. An autopsy revealed that Cobain had been dead since April 5th, 3 days before he was discovered. Number 3. Amy Winehouse. Hailing from Southgate, London, England, Amy Winehouse became known for being a singer that fused soul, R&B, and jazz. Grasping the concept of music by age 14, she bought a guitar after using her brother's. In 2003, Winehouse released her debut album Frank to positive critical praise, and it will go on to rise to number 13 on the UK charts. Her follow-up and final album, Back to Black, saw the same results, and the singer received a Grammy for her efforts. According to Winehouse's former bodyguard, he was with her 3 days before her death and she was intoxicated. However, on the day of her death at around 2 a.m., and after witnessing Winehouse only drink moderately, he claimed to have witnessed Winehouse watching, listening, and laughing at the television. At 10 a.m. the same morning, he said that he believed that Winehouse was still sleeping, as that was unusual for her to do after a lengthy night out. However, he returned at around 3 p.m. local time to discover her still lying in the same position as before. After he checked her pulse, he realized that the singer was unresponsive. Officials pronounced Amy Winehouse dead at the scene. The official cause of death has been listed as alcohol poisoning. Number 2. Janis Joplin. Only a few women could say that they proudly fronted a band made up primarily of men. One of these women who held her own in the music industry was Janis Joplin. Born in Port Arthur, Texas to Dorothy Bonita East and Seth Ward Joplin, Joplin was ridiculed by her peers growing up. Because of her latent talents and her love for all people, she was labeled as a creep, pig, as well as a nigger lover. It wouldn't be long before Joplin found success as she joined the Big Brother and the Holding Company. She embarked on a solo career in 1969 and formed her own backup troupe, the Cosmic Blues Band. On Sunday, October 4, 1970, Joplin no-showed a recording session drawing concerns from Paul Rothchild. Rothchild reached out to John Cook, who was at the same hotel as Joplin. Her car, a Porsche 356C, was noticed in the parking lot, indicating that she was still on the grounds. When Cook and a couple of his friends entered her room, they discovered the singer's lifeless body on the bedside. The official cause of Joplin's death was an accidental overdose on heroin. Number 1. Jimi Hendrix. Described as the greatest instrumentalist in the history of rock music by the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Jimi Hendrix will go down as the most influential musicians of all time. After being caught on 2 occasions of Grand Theft Auto, he was given the choice to serve in the army or go to prison. Hendrix chose the former. It was there where Hendrix discovered his passion for music. Meeting Billy Cox during their time in service, the two hit it off, and once again, the rest is history. Going on to perform at the iconic Woodstock, Hendrix will become the poster child of the psychedelic rock era of the early 60s and early 70s. On September 18, 1970, and just 2 weeks before the death of Janis Joplin, Hendrix died from asphyxiation by choking on his own vomit. Hendrix spent his final hours in the company of Monika Damon, a former German figure skater. According to Damon, Hendrix was fine as the two spent time together by having dinner and drinking wine. The next morning at 11 a.m. local time, she woke up to Hendrix breathing, but unconscious. It was later revealed that Hendrix was intoxicated and had been taking Vesparax. Damon went on record saying that the singer took about 9 tablets, which is more than double of the recommended amount. Do you all agree? If so, or if not, please tell us about it in the comment section below. If you have any ideas on what we should do next, by all means, leave your recommendations in the comment sections too. Yeah, we actually read those things, and we give shoutouts to the recommended. Next week on HollyWeird TV, we're going to be looking at the 10 most iconic video game characters of all time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and ring that dang bell to get all of our notifications. Until then, remember, Hollywood is a weird place. I'm your man Shane K. Walker, and this is HollyWeird TV.